Our thoughts have a profound impact on how we feel and behave. They can lift us up or bring us down, shape our perceptions of the world, and influence our interactions with others. Understanding the power of our thoughts is the first step towards taking control of our emotional well-being. Negative thoughts can creep into our minds like uninvited guests, whispering doubts and fears. They can distort our reality, making us see things worse than they actually are. Left unchecked, these negative thoughts can lead to a cycle of emotional distress, impacting our mood, relationships, and overall quality of life. Cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, offers practical tools and techniques for managing negative thoughts. By learning to identify and challenge negative thought patterns, we can cultivate a more positive and resilient mindset. Join us as we delve into the intricacies of the mind and discover the power within us to change. Negative thoughts are like weeds in a garden. If left unattended, they can choke the life out of the beautiful flowers. These thoughts often take the form of self-criticism, pessimistic predictions, and catastrophic thinking. They can be fleeting or persistent, whispering doubts or shouting accusations. Recognizing these negative thoughts is the first step towards managing their impact on our emotions and behavior. Negative thoughts can trigger a cascade of negative emotions, such as anxiety, sadness, anger, and guilt. They can make us feel inadequate, hopeless, and overwhelmed. These emotions, in turn, can influence our behavior, leading us to withdraw from social interactions, avoid challenges, or engage in unhealthy coping mechanisms. The impact of negative thoughts extends beyond our immediate emotional state. They can affect our physical health, contributing to stress-related illnesses, sleep disturbances, and decreased energy levels. By cultivating a more positive and resilient mindset, we can navigate the challenges of life with greater ease and confidence. Aaron Beck's cognitive theory revolutionized the understanding and treatment of mental health disorders. It proposes that our thoughts play a central role in shaping our emotions and behaviors. Unlike traditional psychoanalytic approaches that focus on the past, cognitive theory emphasizes the present and the power of our current thinking patterns. Beck's theory suggests that negative thoughts, also known as cognitive distortions, are at the root of many psychological problems. By identifying and challenging these distortions, we can begin to change the way we think, feel, and behave. This process of cognitive restructuring is at the heart of cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT. Beck's work has had a profound impact on the field of mental health, leading to the development of effective treatments for a wide range of psychological disorders. His insights into the power of thoughts have helped millions of people around the world to overcome their emotional challenges and live more fulfilling lives. The principles of cognitive theory continue to be a cornerstone of modern psychotherapy. Cognitive distortions are like twisted lenses that distort our perception of reality. They are systematic errors in thinking that can lead us to misinterpret situations, overgeneralize from limited experiences, and jump to conclusions without sufficient evidence. Recognizing these distortions is crucial for developing a more accurate and balanced perspective. Common cognitive distortions include all-or-nothing thinking, where we see things in black and white terms, and overgeneralization, where we draw sweeping conclusions based on a single incident. Mental filtering is another distortion where we focus selectively on negative details while ignoring positive ones. Catastrophizing is a particularly insidious cognitive distortion where we imagine the worst possible outcome in any given situation. Similarly, personalization is a distortion where we take responsibility for events that are outside our control, leading to feelings of guilt and shame. By becoming aware of our cognitive distortions, we can begin to challenge their validity and develop more realistic and adaptive ways of thinking. This is a key component of cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, and is essential for overcoming negative thought patterns. Emotional reasoning is a common cognitive distortion where we allow our feelings to dictate our perception of reality. We mistake our emotions for facts, assuming that if we feel a certain way, it must be true. This can lead to a vicious cycle of negativity, where our negative emotions reinforce our negative thoughts, and vice versa. For example, If we feel anxious, we might conclude that we are in danger, even if there is no objective evidence to support this belief. Similarly, if we feel sad, we might assume that our situation is hopeless, even if there are potential solutions we haven't considered. Emotional reasoning can prevent us from seeing things clearly and making rational decisions. It's important to remember that our feelings are not always accurate reflections of reality. By learning to distinguish between our feelings and the facts of a situation, we can break free from the grip of emotional reasoning. Challenging emotional reasoning involves recognizing that our feelings are not facts and questioning the validity of our emotionally driven thoughts. Challenging negative thoughts is a core component of cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT. It involves actively questioning the validity and helpfulness of our negative thoughts and replacing them with more realistic and adaptive ones. One effective technique for challenging negative thoughts is to examine the evidence. We can ask ourselves, what is the evidence that supports this thought? And what is the evidence that contradicts this thought? Another helpful technique is to consider alternative explanations. By considering other possibilities, we can broaden our perspective and reduce the power of our negative thoughts. Finally, we can reframe our negative thoughts in a more positive and realistic light. By challenging our negative thoughts, we can create a more positive and empowering narrative. Identifying negative thoughts is the first step towards challenging and changing them. It involves paying attention to our inner dialogue and becoming aware of the negative thoughts that are contributing to our emotional distress. One way to identify negative thoughts is to keep a thought journal. We can write down our negative thoughts as they arise, along with the situations that trigger them and the emotions they evoke. This can help us become more aware of our thought patterns and identify recurring themes. Our bodies often react to negative thoughts with physical symptoms, such as tension, rapid heartbeat, or stomach upset. By becoming more attuned to our physical sensations, we can learn to recognize when we are experiencing negative thoughts. Restructuring negative thoughts involves replacing them with more realistic and adaptive ones. This is not about denying the challenges we face, but rather about developing a more balanced and empowering perspective. One technique for restructuring negative thoughts is to use affirmations. Affirmations are positive statements that we repeat to ourselves to counter negative thoughts and beliefs. By repeating affirmations regularly, we can begin to reprogram our subconscious mind and create a more positive self-image. Another helpful technique is to focus on our strengths and resources. By reminding ourselves of our strengths and resources, we can boost our confidence and resilience. By focusing on the positive aspects of our experiences, we can transform negative thoughts into opportunities for learning and development. Applying CBT in daily life involves incorporating the techniques we've discussed into our daily routines. This can include keeping a thought journal, practicing affirmations, challenging negative thoughts, and focusing on our strengths and resources. One practical step is to schedule time each day for self-reflection. This could involve spending a few minutes in the morning or evening reviewing our thoughts and emotions and practicing CBT techniques. Another practical step is to incorporate CBT techniques into our daily activities. For example, we can challenge negative thoughts while commuting to work, practice affirmations while exercising, or focus on our strengths and resources during challenging conversations. We can also seek support from others. Sharing our experiences with others can also help us feel less alone in our struggles. Cultivating a positive mindset is an ongoing process that requires consistent effort and practice. By learning to identify, challenge, and restructure negative thoughts, we can create a more positive and resilient mindset and improve our overall well-being. The techniques discussed in this essay, based on Aaron Beck's Cognitive Theory and Cognitive Behavioral Therapy, CBT, offer practical tools for managing negative thoughts and cultivating a more positive outlook. By incorporating these techniques into our daily lives, we can take control of our thoughts and emotions and create a more fulfilling life. Remember, our thoughts have a powerful impact on our emotions and behaviors. By choosing to focus on positive and empowering thoughts, we can transform our lives and create a brighter future. The journey towards a positive mindset may not always be easy, but it is a journey worth taking. Let us cultivate a positive mindset and create a life filled with joy, resilience, and emotional well-being.